So a couple months back, I joined the military, and honestly, I could say this might have been the worst mistake of my life. Hey G, single back with a YT video, man, and today I'm gonna be explaining what the military has been like in this past 6 to 7 months that I've been in, the good and the bad. Basically, in this video, I'm gonna be explaining how the military has impacted my life mentally, physically, and also just the lifestyle in general of what it's been like transitioning from the civilian life to now military life. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all the comments. Like I said, recently we just hit 1K, so I appreciate all the new family members that are joining and all the previous ones. But without further ado, man, let's get right into this video. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, to start off, before we get into the 3 categories, I'm just gonna be giving y'all a little backstory about me, where I come from, and just give you a little rundown so it can be more relatable. Maybe we have some similarities in our road to, join the military and what I faced before coming in, and kind of my decision, my whole process of what it was like for me before I joined the military. So I come from a pretty big family. I have 4 brothers. 2 of my uncles were in the military, so I do have a little bit of military experience, not experience, but knowledge that comes from, my mom's side of the family. Both of my uncles were Marines, and my grandpa was was in the Army and was in Vietnam. So growing up, I never saw myself joining the military. I was kind of into sports and all that, so I never really saw myself getting to the military, but kind of life took a change. I went to college for a year, and during that time I was caught up in a lot of stuff, like going down the wrong path. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to while I was out there. At the time I was going through things back home, relationship stuff, and just a whole lot of things that kind of made my college experience really bad and forced me to come back home and be working. This is around when I was about 19, 18 years old, around that time. And after my first year of college, my grades were pretty bad. I wasn't doing too good. So I moved back home, back to San Antonio, and that's when I started working. I was working at Sam's Club from when I came back all the way till I joined. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Was the military my first option? No. But we're gonna get into how the military has changed my lifestyle from being a civilian, now being into the military. What things have changed since I've been in, the good and the bad. So let's get right into it. All right, so the first category I want to get into is just the lifestyle in general. So obviously a lot of things change when you go into the military. Just on the day-to-day, there's a lot of things that maybe you were doing before that are illegal to do when you're in the military. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's one big thing. The way your life is adjusted. Maybe if you're not a morning person and you have a hard time getting up in the morning, that all changes right when you get to boot camp. And the first day you're there, you had to get up at like 5 in the morning. So in that aspect, a lot of things change. From your daily routine is really impacted a lot. You may not have been the fittest person. You might have not liked to work out and stuff like that. But when you go into the military, they put a big emphasis on being physically fit and being healthy mentally and physically. And so that's a big change. If you're not somebody that's grown up or always been accustomed to somebody tracking and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to, doing everything that is required to be up to a standard, to do your job and fulfill the needs of I guess now the Air Force. Another thing that changes when you're in the Air Force or just in the military in general is that time you're alone from your family and you're not close by them. You could be deployed or stationed somewhere halfway across the country or even halfway across the world, and if you're not accustomed to being away from your family a long time, or you're not one of those people that have an easy time being away from their family. I know some people, unlike myself, I can withstand being away from family, knowing that I have a phone I can call them. But some people are not like that. Some people need to be close to their family and are used to seeing them on a day-to-day basis. But when you get to the military, that's one big thing that changes. You go through BMT, that whole time you're very minimal contact with any family members besides the letters that you get on a weekly basis. And that is the only time you contact them. And that's going to be a big problem for most people when they're joining the military or in the process of joining, is that time they have to be away from family. And that really impacts their relationship with them, and also in their self, just mentally gets them down because they're away from the people that they love. And another big issue that is faced too is not being able to do what family members or your friends do once you come back home. So sometimes there's certain things that you want to do, but you are held to a different standard from your family and your friends. There's certain things you cannot do as a member of the military. There's certain regulations and laws that you have to abide by, and that kind of sucks when you want to go back home and have fun with your friends. There's certain things you got to stay away from. You have to stay away from, and just keep yourself clear of any bad choices as much as possible when you're back home, which is one of the hardest parts, because you're used to doing something one way and having fun. But now that you are the laws that you have to abide by are like the punishment is 10 times worse if you're found doing something illegal that somebody in in your friend group or a family member was doing, and you get caught and you're in that bad situation. The punishment is 1,000 times worse for you. That's one of the hardest things I face when I go back home, is wanting to have fun with friends, but also you have to be conscious of making the right choices so you don't end up getting yourself in trouble and put your career in jeopardy just because you want to sacrifice a night of fun, and now you're facing jail time or losing your job. And the next topic I want to touch on is your mental state. What changes when you're a civilian and when you're just new starting off into the military, and even this affects people that have been in for maybe 2, 3, 4 years, or however long they've been in the military. Your mental state and how the military impacts that. Sometimes we're faced with being alone, feeling alone in the military, just because, like I said earlier, you may not have been always away from your family, and that also takes a lot of toll on most people, not being able to see family members every day, friends every day. So at certain times they may feel like they're alone, and what I'm saying, you do get down. There are some days that you really do miss your family, and at the end of the day it's kind of just you in there. But the most important thing is to make sure you get outside yourself while you're in the military. Make friends, make new family members in a way, just by going out, talking to somebody, because you never know, some other person that may be going through the same situation as you is feeling the same way, feeling down, and they just need that somebody to talk to when their family member is halfway across the world and they need somebody to be there with them at that base or in that city or whatever it may be. One thing that I have found that's very important to do that really affects your mental state and your mental stability is trying to better yourself every day, whether that's working out, going to the gym, running, doing little things that are better yourself. Maybe if you not a big reader before you came in, now you want to finish a book every month or every 2 months, or if you weren't the best runner, you want to run a mile a day. What I'm saying, doing something that's gonna better yourself. So like I said, doing something that's gonna better you while you're in the military really takes your mind off of missing family, missing certain things. So I would highly recommend that. That is one tip I can say that has helped me in my military journey so far. Like I said, I've only been in for about 6 or 7 months, and being able to go out and trying to better myself every day has taken my mind off of missing family and friends. So the last topic I want to touch on is how the military physically changes you. Now, as a civilian, I wouldn't say I was in bad shape, but I played sports growing up. I played a year of college football, so I wasn't in the worst shape ever. And after I stopped playing football, I kind of fell off. I just got into lifting. But once I went to BMT, there was not a lot of weight, workouts. It was just more body strength, push-ups, sit-ups, and things like that. So when I did leave and graduate BMT, I went to the gym and I could barely bench anything. My bench went down, my body fat went down, which was a good thing. And I weighed less. So I went to the gym. I tried to do the same weights I was doing before I got in. I just couldn't do it. And that's what kind of happens with everybody. There's either, the people that didn't work out before, they get stronger once they leave BMT, and the people that used to work out, do heavy weights and stuff like that, once they left BMT, most of the time their maxes and their weights that they could lift went down as well. But that's kind of how it changes you, coming in civilian. That's just the early stages. But after that, of course, every base has their own gym and stuff like that. So that's also a great way to, just better yourself, going to the gym, getting back to that group like you were into that civilian life that you had before. Just getting to the gym, working out is a great stress reliever, and that's what I do every day to help me, get better and get swollen, you know what I mean? Also, one thing you want to practice, besides going to the gym and running, things like that, also you want to just create a healthier lifestyle for yourself, picking up your room. Healthier lifestyle doesn't just mean eating. Of course, eating is a big part of it. You don't want to go back to junk food, especially fresh out of BMT. Once you've always been having that DFAT food, it might not be the best food, but once you get out, you want to crave that McDonald's, that Chick-fil-A. You want to make sure you satisfy those cravings, but then you get back into that state of, okay, I know I need to eat healthier, because it happens a lot where people just fall off that good, you know what I'm saying, streak they had of just eating clean, eating good, and once they get that first fast food meal, it kind of goes downhill from there. So I was just eating fast food all the time, but now I've gone to a groove of like, okay, I need to slow down, I need to eat cleaner, healthier, and things like that. And overall, just better for your body, better for yourself, and it helps you out mentally along with physically. And for those that are about to join the military, have their dates, y'all are going to be experiencing everything that I'm talking about here today, whether but y'all are going to have your own experience, of course. So that's going to wrap up this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the new family members that we've been getting. We're on the road to 10K. So make sure y'all comment down below what video I should make next. I appreciate all the support. Like I said, I love y'all. We a family. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Let's get it. Oh, shit.